back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic Podcast. I have a returning guest back with me today. Today I have with me Marla Beth. She's a energy healer. She's with Angelic Realms Productions, and she's going to be talking today about the work of she's been studying of Ashiana Dean, like consciousness and esoteric stuff. So it'll be really interesting to see where this goes. And yeah, I'm really excited for what she has to say. So Marla, thanks so much for coming back on. How are you?
I'm great, Robert. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm good. Like I said, summer's here. I'm trying to get in shape. So,
Well,
uh,
you look fantastic. You
thanks.
really do. It takes a lot of work. So I give you a lot of credit that you're putting the effort in.
Yeah, I'm really trying. So other than that, doing a lot of shows. I'm doing shows every day. It seems like I'm trying to find guests every day, and I like to put out like content because this is my full-time thing is podcasting. So I kind
Right.
of quit the matrix stuff, like the
Absolutely. We've got to pull our butts out of this matrix and hop on the ascension plan here, right?
Yeah, it's like the plan for New Earth. Like we're gonna
Right.
be all out of the 9 to 5, and we'll all be doing our own like creative endeavors, if that makes yeah.
That's right. Because we were created to create.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
still have that creative spark inside us, right?
Right. That comes actually from a place called the Unici, where all points start is called the Unici, where the spark of life comes from. Yeah. So that's amazing that you should say that because this is exactly what I study.
That's
And I,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah, it's the creation of life and how we are created, how our soul is we're stepping down and stepping up through this process of ascension. And when people pass on, they're ascending and going to the next realm. But they're going in a different way. They're losing their body, and the realms are just separated from a repulsion zone that we can't see.
Yeah.
And I can go deeper, but if you have questions for me, we can start
What's a
however you'd like.
repulsion zone that we can't see? What's that mean?
Okay, so I study the harmonic universe, the 15-dimensional time matrix. Okay. And so it's also the silicate matrix. And within our matrix, we have 5 harmonic universes. And these universes are also called densities. Okay. And so we have 1 density, 2 density, 3, 4, 5. And then we have the primal sound field, and then we have the void, the spark, where the unici, where all points of stillness, it returns right back to that point. In each harmonic universe, we have 3 dimensions. So in harmonic universe 1, we have Earth, okay, and we have 3 dimensions: first, second, and third dimension. Everybody has heard of 3D, right?
Yeah.
We're moving past that. We're past 3D. Okay. We're going into the next harmonic universe, which would be called Terra or Tara. And that holds another 3 dimensions, which would be 4, 5, and 6. You hear people say we're going 5D. So we're going to the fifth dimension. Harmonic universes, each one is also a density. So you can call it a density or universe. After Terra comes Gaia or Jaya, and that holds the dimensions of 7, 8, and 9. And then after Gaia or Jaya is Aramatina, and that holds dimensions 10, 11, and 12. Well, above that would be harmonic universe 5, and that holds dimensions 13, 14, and 15. And those are the primal light fields. Okay. The primal light field takes its orders from the primal sound field. So it's always one above. So Earth would take one above, which would be Terra. And Terra takes one above, which would be Gaia. And Gaia takes one above, which would be Aramatina. Okay. And there's councils of there's all these councils along the way. I'm of the order of the Emerald Order. And that is also connected to the Melchizedek cloister. And cloister is different than just the Melchizedek family. It's cloister means it's a family line. It comes from a lineage of a family, and their consciousness. This is all consciousness. That is all. We practice the law of one. The
Yeah.
law, yeah. Are you familiar with the law of
Yeah.
one?
The law of one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so we believe all things are one, and we are unity consciousness. We are one with the earth, and we love others as if it's ourselves, and we co-create responsible co-creatorship. There's a lot to go with that, with the law of one. But there are angelics that have fallen away from the law of one. We're trying to get the angelics have fallen. We're trying to heal, because since we're all one, we all have to heal. So, people can throw, oh, this one's bad, this one's bad. Yeah, they have, like, I'll give you an example. Metatron. A lot of people are Metatronic coded, and that's a reverse code, an unnatural mark of a spin, this Metatronic coding. Their consciousness originally came from a lineage called the Giovanni. And there are videos on YouTube. You can just see if you go into YouTube, you could just put in a search in the search engine, the fall of Cabal. I'm sorry, that was my awakening video. It's called The Fall of Metatron. And it takes you into the history of Metatron. I always like to go into the mechanics and how things work, because we've been so scammed by everything that you need to know the mechanics, right? You need to know what happens behind the scenes to have an understanding, so you can have a resonance, so things can resonate with you. You need to have that history. So this angelic Metatron fell. Their consciousness fell. They went away from the law of one. But we're trying to, they're having some recovery with this. Along with, there also Palladians in the Galactic Federation, they fell away too, and they're having, I believe, some healing as well. So, yes.
I thought Metatron was like a good guy, or
I'm sorry?
I thought Metatron was a good angel, or no?
Oh, well, we got this thing called polarity, and
duality, yeah.
Right, yeah. And so it's just, I look at everything as at a perspective of energy. So Metatron's energy is finite. It takes you into this constant self-perpetual motion of feeding itself. Okay, let's pull this in as an example. We have the Fibonacci sequence, okay? I'm not saying the Fibonacci sequence is bad. It is part of nature, because we've been pulled into a energy vortex of a swirl, okay? The shell. Flowers are in this constant perpetual going inward. This is that energy, okay? Toroidal, in and out, perpetual feeding, okay, of in and out. The Christiac is perpetual motion going upward. It's swinging up towards the heavens, okay, instead of a finite. It's perpetual motion of going in and fission, fusion, and oscillation, which takes you into something called particle, which is the smallest unit of consciousness. It comes from a particle, and it breaks down into a subparticle. But this motion is part of the energy fields of a Christiac, Christed, Christ consciousness. All these words I'm putting out, people have heard these words. This is energy, okay? So the Metatronic energy codes is finite. It's self-perpetual feeding itself. It doesn't have expansion and growth. Us as humans need expansion and growth, or we die. Our morphogenetic fields die off, and we die. And that's what the Metatronic motion has been going on for years and years and years. And with this ascension, it's changing, because we're going up, or it's actually going, I think, sideways. The way that it's called a Cathara grid. We have this Cathara grid within ourselves, and we have energy vortexes inside, which is called chakras, right? Is it okay that I keep just going? Because once I'm talking, I'm just on it. Is that okay?
Yeah, this is fine.
And if you
I've heard all this before. This is really interesting. Yeah.
So if you have questions, just stop me, okay? Just
Okay.
interrupt me, because once I get going, and a lot of times this is like a foreign language to people, because this
So
information,
on a Dean.
yeah, it's information's high frequency information. People can't comprehend this sometimes. It's because it's so high. So totally interrupt me anytime. But I was talking about chakras and energy fields with in our chakras, and we have 7 inside, and we have outer ones. You could call it auric fields. People are used to calling auric fields. There's outer chakras that connect to different places, like inner earth, or inner earth is one. And then we have, chakras that connect to the 12th dimension. Our chakras and morphogenetic chakras are connected to points of interdimensional locations. Are you following me?
Yeah, our chakras are currently connected to interdimensional locations. Where? Like,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Okay, so it goes back to, and this is called the kathara in our body. So let's say chakras 1, 2, and 3 are connected to stargates. We're connected to stargates. So
That's interesting.
yeah, so we have we are the guardians. We humans are an angelic race, and we have the 12 strands of DNA. You've heard of people, our DNA is activating. We're 12 strands of DNA for the human angelic race, and then the indigos have 24 to 48 strands. I'm indigo, and there's 3 different types of indigos. But I feel there's a new breed of indigo children that have been born, the 4th indigos, and that's and it resonates with me. I have a frequency. I'm energy sensitive. I work with energy fields. I work with people with chakras and clearing out. I do etheric surgeries.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So when I talk about the 4th indigo, I get a frequency. I get, my body reacts. So I know we hold crystals in our body, and it creates resonance.
Wait, let's go back to this. So you
Yeah.
said our body has outer chakras that connect to interdimensional locations, which are stargates. But do we know where these stargates are or what they are?
Yeah, we do. So, and this is what my studies are. So Stargate, we have 12 Stargates within, well, they're really 24. We also have parallel Earths. So remember, the numbers get kind of weird when you're dealing with parallel Earths, because we exist on a parallel Earth with timed continuums.
Yeah.
So we have our 7 chakras, and then we have 8 outer. So, and we have 15 dimensions. So we're looking at, there's 24 actually stargates. We have universal and galactic stargates within us. So you've heard of a Merkaba.
Yeah, there's like the Merkaba meditation.
We have, so we have a natural Merkaba spin, which our natural Merkaba spin is our interdimensional travel system. And so when we're able to use our light body, like our Christ body, like Jesus, Joshua 12 went up and down. He's ascended master. He used his light body. And that's what we're trying to do, is go into eventually our light body, our crystal body. Our crystal body is connected. And so when we release crystal stars, once we release our crystals, we'll be able to. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Once we're fully activated with our strength of DNA, we'll be able to do interdimensional travel. Yeah. But also, I want to go back with the Emerald Order and Melchizedek. They did the seeding of the Anahazi, the lion breed, which went into the Lyran Syrian. Cradle of Lyra. The first seeding of humans started with the Anahazi, and this is all. They're connected with the interdimensional free world councils. We practice law of one. I'm part of the interdimensional free world council. I'm getting chills. So when I first woke up in 2020, I didn't know any of this, and if I was someone were to tell me you're going to be teaching about interdimensional travel and our Cathara grids and stargates and portals, I would have laughed. Like, you're not smoking ayahuasca. But that's what I'm doing. That's my calling. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, because I just know, because I became connected and I just know, and it's very emotional for me. And when you finally know your place in life, then your calling, then it feels really good. Sometimes you still feel a little lost, but you can just get back on track and get back into the creation mode, and you don't stop, because I can see what's going to happen in the future. I know exactly what's going to happen. And it's very good. We have very good outcomings. And it only takes about 1.5 to start your ascension process, so we're getting activated. And the people that are slow and lagging in the accretion and in ascension, it's supposed to be that way, with our contracts and everything. They're not supposed to be activated yet. So we just let them sleep. They'll get activated. And if they're not getting activated, it's in their contract that they're not supposed to.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That is
because you're not doing yourself any good. You're not doing them any good by pushing them. They're not going to hear you, because the people that are pushing are at a different frequency. They can't hear at all. And they might hear tidbits, but they can't comprehend it. It's not comprehensible because of the frequency, the electromagnetic frequency within their body. We're crystals, right? We crystalline in us. And people don't believe it. I mean, you go to the doctor and they pull out crystals out of your ear, right? We have all these different bodies and different time continuums. We're healing as we accrete, because we have higher levels of cells.
That's interesting. Should we play this video? Would you like to play the video?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, this is a video that I made, one of my creations.
It's really good stuff.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And I'm teaching workshops with this. I'm teaching the basic. These are the mechanics with ascension. It's ascension mechanics. This history is inherently ours. They're on 12 CDT plates. It's Cloister Dora Torah plates that the Aeoni open up and give to speakers. When the Earth is at a pivotal time, this information is given to humanity, and this information did happen during a stellar activation cycle when stargates were opening between I believe it was 2002, or it was either between 2000 and 2017. That time span that a lot of stargates were opening. It's called a stellar activation cycle. Yeah, a lot of people had woken up in 2020. That means they went online. Our crystal seals, they had an opening. But
I thought
indigo.
2012 was a big year.
Yeah, it could have been between 2012 and I have all my books here too, so I could always go look. But then you don't want me to. It'll take some time. I think it was 2012, between 2012 and 2017. Um, so this information that Ishiana Dean brings to the forefront comes up from the Cloister Dora Terra plates, the CDT plates. There's 12 of them. They're made out of selenite crystal. They are actual discs. They're actual discs. And they're given at a specific time when the earth is needing help so we can have history and try to wake people up with this information. So this information is really important to get out. It's called the Christos Realignment Mission. It's the very first book. She has a lot of videos, a lot of books, a lot of techniques to awaken your crystal seals and to remove programming, because we've been programmed. So one is like the Jehovian seals. Just recently, a lot of us just released our Jehovian seals. And when you release it, which the Jehovian seals are on our left side. So I'm now going in and teaching practitioners to start to release seals and to do high level of frequency meditations that bring in light and new and symbols and songs. They're called songs. It's like a song, but it's spelled Psonns. And a lot of these songs are in the Anuhazi language. People do light language, like you've heard of light language and light codes. It's usually a traditional Anuhazi, but there's different systems, and so they have their seedings and people. So it might be a different language, but I'm on the Emerald Order side, so and interdimensional free world councils. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
I have
My friend Indigo Angel, she's been removing seals for a long time.
Yeah.
She does that too. It's real important to get those removed, right?
Oh, so especially right now. Those keep you from ascension. They're connected to a grid system. Yeah. So it's really important to remove your seals. And I've learned, since I'm a practitioner, it's important to prep your body before you move the seals. And then you do your meditations and seal removal. And then you have to do integration. Integration work with this healing is very, very important. Because after I removed my seals, I felt different. I feel very different. I feel, I was dizzy. You have to learn to re-anchor your field. It took me about 2 to 3 days, maybe 4 days to get resituated. And I work with health and wellness. I'm doing I eat clean. I am organic. I don't my blood, I don't do very well with carbs. And so I also do parasite cleanses, and I also do heavy metal detoxes. Technically, they say you don't need to when you're doing all this high level of frequency, but for me, I do, because I have my gut bio health is very important.
What have you found best that works for? Because I've tried different parasite cleanses and I've tried heavy metal detoxes. Like, which one works the best for you? What do you like to use the best?
Yeah, and I've tested quite a few out. I've tested 4 different heavy metal detoxes, and I actually I do sell this one. It's Pure Body. It's actually that guy Terrence, what's his name, who came out and was talking. He was all over, Terrence Howard. He also brought out his heavy metal detox. It's Pure Body. I like Pure Body. I know it works because I still have, I'm going to be 55 this year, and I, have some hormonal, but that's also based on ascension too. And my frequency is really high. And so I do get, I try to balance. I'm trying to balance out that temperature, but the Pure Body parasite or detoxing for heavy metals was hands down what I like. And it's drops, and it's fulvic. It's made from volcano. If you go to my website, Angelic Realms Productions, and I have a blog, and I have information about parasites. I have a video on there. It's really important to pick out a really good you have, there's things to look for with your parasite or your heavy metal detox. It's can't even pronounce it. It's Penetrone, I think. You have to have that in there. It's a proper way to pull out your heavy metals and not remove any of your good minerals. So if you go to my website and look, angelicrealmsproductions.com, and go to my blog and look for the parasite and watch a video, you will learn what I keep saying that, but heavy metal detox to use. They are coming out with a parasite cleanse. That's why I probably keep saying that. But it's important to do your heavy metal detox first, because heavy metals feed parasites. They also hide behind heavy metals. And we have so many heavy metals from our food, our air, these things, I be careful with my words. Everything, there's heavy metals, everything. I even put it in my dog's water. They get some of the heavy metal detoxing. And then my parasite cleanse is, I did ivermectin, but parasites hide behind that after a portion. So you have to switch it up. And now I do Paragard. And then I'll go back to ivermectin in the winter. And then spring, summer, I'll go back to Paragard. Paragard's very good. I had a little something on my hand. I put Paragard on my hand, and it cleared up a little skin issue too, because it's all natural. It's herbs and roots, and it's really, really, really good. So I have to say, and I also have a pulsed electromagnetic field healing mat with all of my modalities between my mat, my cleanses, my eating right. I have reverse osmosis, even though it takes all the minerals out. I take supplements. All of this with my humming and my crystal sound bowls and my mat and my light therapy for my eyes, I became extremely activated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I can help people, because when they come to my home where I have my practice right now, it won't be like this forever. People can't leave my home without having a shift. There's no way. When you use all the modalities I use, they're having activations, they're clearing up energy fields, especially with the humming too.
Yeah. What does the humming do? Like, what is it like? Is it the vibration or something?
So my hum is connected to the vagus nerve, and it's very, very deep, and it's not a pretty sound. And so what it does is, I go through people's chakras, and the sound changes as I go through their body, depending. My frequency connects to their frequency, and then I know what they need. My throat chakra is connected, and it clears the morphogenetic fields and their inner chakras of negative entities, negative energies, cords or blocks, open energy fields, so they can start healing themselves too. People say, I don't know, I have quite a few testimonials and really great results. A friend of mine, I did the humming, it readjusted her neck, it popped back into place. And people see colors and feel things when I hum, because it's opening energy points, the humming. And they're laying on an electromagnetic field mat while I'm humming. And not only that, I'm using symbols and codes that are ancient. I'm bringing in the Anahazi ancient. Actually, it's a 12D. It's 12D activation. What I'm doing for people, trying to activate that. Yeah. So they can go inside and have a connection within themselves, because people are like, well, I'm having a hard time using my own discernment. So I help people go inside. And not only that, then they can have better health too, and go through detoxing. Because I teach people how to detox as well.
That's important.
That's important.
That's the most important thing.
And mind hacking too, because the way our thoughts, because thoughts are so important, because whatever you feed your mind, just because you have your thoughts leave your mind, it doesn't leave, it leaves a morphogenetic a trail. So your thoughts, once you think something, it's out there. And we're working with parallel Earth here.
Yeah.
So parallel Earth spins really, really fast. It's like double our speed here. And so this is why people are feeling like, gosh, speeding up. Time is speeding up so fast. Well, because we're going back and forth with the time continuums with parallel Earth. We have time continuums over there. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think we can access parallel Earth,
Um,
parallel realities?
I believe so. Absolutely. Especially when you become activated. We do now. We do, and you don't even realize
Like
it.
in the astral. Like,
Well, when you have these, I just had a, what is it called? A flashback or like you've done it before. What is that called? When you feel like you've done something like, oh, I feel like I just did this. It's called what's the word I'm looking for? Deja vu.
yeah.
Perfect example of deja vu. Deja vu is parallel Earth, like you've done it before because you have. And our parallel selves, it's also twins. We have twins, you know. I did a video. If you go to my Rumble channel and my YouTube channels, I have channels. I put out a video about our twin flame, and we have multiple twins. So it's not just one. But this new age movement with twin flames and all that, I don't go for that. I'm just not a new ager. I got off that because I realized this whole new age is still part of the coding. And their symbols are part of sacred geometry. I
Yeah.
know. The
Yeah.
sacred, like the daisy of death, that's perpetual Metatronic, infinite, self-perpetual feeding, finite. They keep feeding themselves. Yeah, I know. It's such a bummer when you learn something and you're like, oh, it's good, it's bad, and realize, oh, it's just the energy is just different, and it's not going to get you where you need. That's how I look at it. We need
Yeah.
to up you to a Christed timeline.
Yeah, a lot of the people I have been interviewing lately are like military abductees, so they're alien abductees or military
Mm-hmm,
abductees, or they're targeted individuals, or they're
mm-hmm.
like secret space program people, you know. So it's
Yeah,
like people who've been really affected by like these like dark programs that are going
yeah.
on. So it's
Yeah,
like
they're probably indigos. They usually target indigos, you know, this kind of stuff that
yeah,
they do. Yeah, because indigos have a higher DNA, 24 to 48 strands of DNA. We come from a diamond sun lineage. It's not, you know, and the dark side comes from Balal and the black sun. There's a lot of, you know, like the draconians and the moth dracos and insectoids and those kind
yeah.
of lineages, and we're trying to heal all those too. Yeah, I mean, because it's DNA that we all have in us. So it's nobody gets away freehand from these lines. We're the third seeding.
Wow, this is
Yeah, of
interesting.
humans. Yeah.
This is really good. This is really interesting. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we finish up for tonight?
Well, you know, I encourage people to work on their energy fields. If they feel like they're not going anywhere and they feel stuck, I would love to work on energy fields. I could do it remotely as well. And if you want to learn some of the techniques and learn about ascension mechanics and how we became through something called Partakai, you know, take one of my courses. They start my workshops. I start another round. I have my dates here July, Wednesday evening, July 22nd, 29th, and the 5th of August are my facilitator workshops. And the Pulse to Consciousness workshops for people who are not facilitators yet are it's July 17th, 24th, and the 31st. Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, this was awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, and I'd love to have you back.
Thank you. I would love to. Thank you. And keep, you know, working out. You look fantastic, and good luck with editing.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and thanks. I'm trying. It's hard though. You know, I
It's
mean,
very hard. I know, but you can do it because you know what? You're very powerful. And when you raise your frequency, your endurance kicks in too. So I highly suggest trying if you go on to my channels, YouTube or Rumble, try the Maharic Shield. That's one of the easiest techniques to it's 15 minutes. It's a meditation. It's a visual.
Yeah.
You're putting electrotonals into your body. I suggest starting there. Or that there's a prayer called the I Am prayer that connects you to your higher selves too. So that's what I think.
Yeah. What's your YouTube? So we know. So people know. Like, how can we get to it? Like,
You could go to, if you just put in a search, Angelic Realms with an S, Productions with an S.
okay.
And then that's the same on Rumble. I'm also on X as you can find me at Pulsed Souls. You could type in Marla Beth or Pulse Souls, Angelic Realms Productions. You'll find me. Even if you just go into Google, you put my name in and it'll kick it in. But I have a lot of content. I have the content of how Earth became Earth. We came from Terra. That's a whole nother topic. And I have videos of what Stargate versus a portal is.
Yeah.
I study that a little bit. Yeah. So Stargates and portals are very different. They have different accesses. So yeah. And that's part of learning about, interdimensional travel. You need to know the roadmap of where you're going to go, right? You don't want to get lost in the universe. So it's good to know what a portal and a Stargate is, the difference, because they're different. They're different. Yeah. So thank you.
All right. Well, until next time. And
Happy 4th of July.
oh yeah, happy 4th of July. It's gonna be a great day. I'm gonna be doing podcasts. I do have to do more podcasts, but I mean,
oh wow,
they're early, so and then I'm gonna
good.
go out and watch fireworks.
It'll be booming.
Hopefully it's a good day. I'm gonna make some good food, and
good.
it'll be a fun day. I'm hoping so. All right. Well, it was good
Thank
seeing
you.
you again.
You too. Thank
All right.
you. Take
All
care.
right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.